So welcome to the Thursday evening class. We're going to do half Hatha Yoga, half restorative. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're always considering what the biorhythms are as we move through the day. And because I always want to align everything with the energetics of Ayurveda, which is the same as the energetics for yoga, we're looking at a morning practice would be much more invigorating because you're trying to move kapha. In the middle of the day, you're really trying to help harmonize and center and assimilate because you're trying to harmonize pitta. Well, right now we're dealing with vata. So we want to make sure we end our practice dropping our energies down, moving our subtle forces down so that we feel more grounded and calm, so we have a great night's sleep. It's so important. In Ayurveda, there are 3 pillars of health, and one of them is sleep. Very important. So let's get started with our practice to remove tension out of the body, open up the channels, and help us to feel more balanced. Okay, we will need a few tools today, like blocks and a bolster, but the bolster is really more for the ending of the class, so don't really feel like you have to use it now. So Rachel, I hope you don't mind, you're going to be in the camera a little bit. You are perfect there. If you don't mind, they don't mind. So we've got a couple of new students in class today, so welcome you guys. Let's get started. We're going to come to the top of the mat. All right, so bringing your hands together and connecting your thumbs to your heart. We're going to start out closing our eyes and dropping awareness into the body, starting out with your feet. Feel your feet connected to the ground, spread your toes, lift your arches, draw the pads of your feet down into the ground. And then from there, you're going to slightly bend your knees, draw your shins forward, then press actively into your feet and straighten your legs. Lift your kneecaps up to activate the quadriceps, hugging your muscles around the bones. Draw your tailbone straight down. So straight down is neutral. It's not a tuck. It's not this. Straight down. So it is a slight movement down. I try not to use the word tuck. The pubic bone is going to lift. Draw then your navel in and lift it up. Take your shoulder blades onto the back. Now, if you just lost this engagement here in the belly, draw back in and lift up. Shoulder blades on the back, then moving the head back. All right, so these are alignment principles that we're working with. And oftentimes it helps to have your eyes closed so that you can feel it. And then take a moment to relax into that lift, into that feeling of being aligned. Move into the witness, the observer. So whatever it is that rises up out of your practice today, it can come up and release, and you are simply the observer, the witness of it. And then releasing your hands. Inhale, come up. Then exhale, releasing down into a forward fold. Inhale, we're going to take our arms behind us and then interlace the fingers. Draw the head towards the knees and try to open up the shoulders. So a lot of times tension accumulates in the shoulders, and this is a really great move for helping to release tension. You want to relax your head and then releasing down. And then as you do that, bend your knees. Coming up on your inhale. And then exhale, draw the navel in and rotate to the right side and open up the arms. Keep those knees positioned together. Keep evening out your breath. Inhale, exhale out of the nose. Swing the arm around. Inhale up. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down. And then taking the hands again up off the back. holding it there for a couple of breaths. Drawing the head into the knees, trying to open up the shoulder girdle, open up the chest, open up the ribs. On your next exhale, release, and then bend those knees. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, we rotate to the left side. And then open up the arms, keeping those knees lined up. Swing around, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, add an extension, hands to the shins or on the floor. Step back or right leg lunge. Nice and open, strong, and then drop the back knee. Release the front of the pelvis. You can flatten out the foot, that's fine. And if you're feeling open today in the pelvis, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. And then hands to the ground, stepping back in down dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Again, you want to draw the navel in, get hollow in your belly. Open up the armpits. And then drop down onto your knees. So we're going to take a moment here to move through the spine. Drop down. Now, as you drop down, this is actually your inhale. On your inhale, you're dropping here in the low back and then expanding the floor of the pelvis, lifting the head. And then exhale, draw the tailbone under and tuck. Inhale, lengthen and expand the floor of the pelvis. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now on your exhale, we're going to release our toes and go back. Extended prayer. Reach out through the arms. And then we're going to walk them to the right side. And I want you to actually extend further with the left hand. I don't really care too much what you're doing with your right hand. You can actually bend it and turn your head to the right if you want. Keep reaching with the left hand. Open up the armpit, open up the side body, breathe into the ribs. Have the intention of releasing any kind of buildup, blockage, stagnation, tension. And let it release out of the body through the breath, through the movement. And then bringing your hands center and going to the other side. And we're reaching further now with the right hand. And again, you can bend that other arm, drop the head, reach, reach, reach. And then coming up to the center and lifting. From there, we're going to do a gradual lowering. So you're going to lower the legs, the pelvis, the belly, the chest, and then peel yourself back up. Lift the shoulders, the chest, the belly, go back, down dog. Right leg then steps forward, high lunge. Nice and strong. Looks good, you guys. And then drop the back knee. You can flatten out the foot. You can either stay here. You can use a block, of course, or see if you could come up a little bit higher. And then from there, we're gonna lower, curl the toes, under, step forward. Go right into an extension. And then fold. Inhale up, let's connect with breath. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, extend. Right leg steps back, high lunge. Drop the back knee and then lift, up, reach. Or you can stay low. Release down. Step back, Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. And then we're going to shift forward into plank. You can modify to the knees if you need to, lower with control. Slowly lifting, pause a little bit, keep your pelvis on the ground, then push back. Down dog. Right leg then steps forward. We're going into that high lunge. Then drop the back knee and lift up. Then release. Stepping your back leg in. Inhale, extension. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop down, forward fold. Inhale, extending the spine. Step back, high lunge, a little bit of a change. This time we're going to add rotation. So you're going to turn your torso towards the front leg, reach. Open up the chest, open it up. Then dropping the back hand, drop the back knee, lift. Nice. Back down, step back, Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. Shifting forward into plank. And you can modify to the knees if you need to. Otherwise, shift a little bit further forward on the toes, lower. Lift, Bhujanasana. And take it back, Adho Mukha Savasana. Step forward, right leg, high lunge. And then again, we're adding that rotation. So left hand is on the ground. You can use a block. Open up. Hold it there. Then just swinging that arm around. Drop the back knee, lift up. Release. Stepping your back leg in. Go right into an extension. And then fold. Inhale up. All right, one more time through one more add-on. Exhale down. Inhale, extension. Step back, high lunge. Adding that rotation, open up. Swing the arm around, lift. And then we're going to lift up and rotate. Shift the hips forward if you can. Try to keep your hands at the heart though. And then releasing the hands down, step back. Adho Mukha Savasana. Shift forward plank, come forward onto the toes, lower, lift. Take it back, down dog. Right leg then steps forward, high lunge. And again, we rotate. Swing the arm around and lift up. Remember, we have that add-on. So then we lift. Rotate towards the front leg. Dropping that right hand down into the left, and then see if you could shift your hips forward, but try to keep those hands as close to the heart as you can. And then hands coming down. Lift up, stepping your back leg in. Inhale, extension. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down again. Step back into plank. Okay, so you have a couple options here. I'm going to show you. You can drop to the knees. You shift forward onto the toes. You can hover above the ground. You can lower or come all the way up onto the top of the feet. Make sure you're opening the chest. Roll over the toes. Down dog. So you choose. You can start out in up dog, modify back down to cobra, holding down dog. Step your right leg forward, Virabhadrasana 1. Come up, reach. So the postures that we want to emphasize in an evening practice for standing postures are the ones that are going to help the vayus move to the center of the body to assimilate our day, our week, our month, whatever. Okay, and also move the subtle forces down, apana. Move them down so we feel more grounded. So the postures that do that are going to be rotations, postures where you're on your tummy, that's all going to assimilate, and then forward folding. So we're going to go right now into dropping the thumbs, interlacing the fingers behind us, and then dropping the chest forward. So you're either going to rest the chest on the thigh or you're going to go to the inside. It's up to you. But I do want you to relax the head. So if you're on the thigh, it looks like this. If you're on the inside of the thigh, you're going to the inside of the knee. Your right shoulder drops to the inside. You keep lifting those arms. And then releasing. Step back, down dog. We're going to pause in down dog. Take a couple breaths. Gather ourselves up, reconnect with breath, reconnect with being the observer. Then shifting forward on your inhale into plank. Come forward onto the toes, lower, either taking it to the ground or you can hover, lift up from the pelvis or into up dog. Take it back, down dog. Stepping forward, left leg, Virabhadrasana 1, reach up. Good. And then we're going to open up the arms, internally rotate, take those arms behind us, interlace, lift first, then drop either to the thigh or to the inside. But no matter what you do, relax your head. You guys look great. Relax your head. Well, Patty's dog looks relaxed, that's for sure. Right by the fan. Okay, and then from there we release. Step back, down dog. Again, we're going to take a few breaths here. And then shifting forward into plank. You choose what level you would like to do. Lift up dog or cobra. And then roll over the toes, down dog. Drop down onto your knees, but keep your toes curled under and lift up. A little bit of Ustrasana, but with a rotation. So you're going to lift the right arm up, reach back. You're either going to go to the sacrum, the hamstring, or the heel. And then the other arm reaches. And you're looking over the right shoulder. And then release. And that left hand now comes down. Right hand threads through. Take the shoulder to the very center of your mat and drop, turning your head. Now even out your hips, even them out. You can take the other arm either up or internally rotate behind the low back and hold it there. So remember, what are the rotations doing? Well, they're helping us to assimilate, to digest, all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. And then releasing out of that. Curl your toes back under. Lift back up, reach. That arm reaches up, left hand, either going to the sacrum, the hamstring, or the heel. Open up and you're going to turn your head and look over the left shoulder. And then releasing down. That right hand comes down. Now thread the left hand through. You want to take the shoulder to the center. And then you can either keep your hand there, you can lift it, or you can take it to the low back. You choose. Watch out for the pelvis. Sometimes it does help to open up the knees a little bit so that you can even out the sacrum and the pelvis. Looks good, you guys. And see, now I would bring your bottom shoulder that way a little bit more. Yeah, because you can. Yeah, there you go. How's that? And then slowly coming out of it. Okay, now we're shifting forward. You're going to lower all the way down. You're going to lift the right leg. Reach back with the left arm and grab. We're now working with being on the tummy. So postures where you're on the tummy, they're going to massage the internal organs. But again, they're helping with assimilation and digestion. The other arm is going to reach up, and then the other leg reaches up. Everything lifts. The other thing that's great about this posture is that it's helping with that mind-body connection. So it's very integrating. And then release and do the other side. Left leg comes up, grab. Then extend and lift everything. And then release. Hands right there at the chest, push up. Go back down dog. Stepping forward now, right leg, and you're going to open up Virabhadrasana 2. Line up your heels. It's a wide stance. Open up. So there is a tendency in this pose for people to lean forward. I want you to watch out for that. Give a little more energy to the back arm. Drop. There's also a tendency for the knee to drop in. You want to keep opening that up. Good. Turn your head and look down that middle right finger. And then settle the breath. So you're strong in this pose. The warrior poses are strong poses, but then I want you to soften your face. You have a very single pointed focus, a drishti maybe. That drishti means you're focusing your eyes on a single point. You do have that, but you want to soften in it. Then dropping into Parsvottanasana. So you can modify on the thigh. You can modify with a block, or you can bring the hand to the ground. Good, then swing the arm around. Drop the back knee. We're going to go onto the forearm and rotate. Rotate towards that right leg. And then your other arm comes up. So your right hand comes up. Now, if it's too much for you to be on the ground, go onto a block. This arm comes up. Then turn the thumb, internally rotate, and then take that hand to the low back. And now lean back, get some opening there. And then release. From that release, your back leg then steps in, drop the back heel, and we go right into a forward fold. All right, if you need a block, you can use the block. Place your hands there. If you don't have a block, you can always do one hand and then the other on the shin and then push. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. So you want to square those hips. Draw the navel in, you guys. You want to be engaging kidney loop. That means in, that navel goes to the spine and then lifts. Good, you got it. Just a little bit more back right here. Ooh, ooh, isn't it great? And then from there, hands on the ground, step back, down dog. And we're going to shift forward into plank, lower onto the tummy. We're going to do that posture again where we lift the right leg, reach back, grab the foot, extend the right arm, left leg, everything lifts up. And you're on that tummy. Soften your face, you guys. And release, switch sides, grab, and then lift. And release. Pushing up into cobra. And pushing back. Down dog. Gather up. Reconnect with breath. Move back into that observer, the witness. Stepping forward then with the left leg, Virabhadrasana 2. So warrior 2, line up your heels. Wide stance. Lift. Look down that middle left finger. Okay, watch out for leaning forward. Give energy to this back arm. So you want to keep the torso stacked right on top of the pelvis. Look down that middle left finger. Watch the knee in the front. Keep opening it up. And then dropping down. So you're either going to hold it here, Parsva Konasana, or use a block or take the hand to the ground. So that arm goes alongside the ear. That looks great. Is that okay? Draw right in, right here. Then swinging that arm around, taking it to the ground. And you can use a block. We're going to go down onto the forearm. I kind of like the block on this one. Lift the other arm up, internally rotate, drop it to the low back. Lean back. You can put weight more on the baby toe side of the foot with the front leg. That's fine. Because it's more about kind of deepening that rotation. Good, and then from there, slowly coming out of it, lift up the back leg, pull it in, and again, we go back into that forward fold. You can use a block. Move that left hip back, right hip forward. Hands can go at the shin, or you can go on either side of the foot. Relax the head. Forward folds are moving the subtle forces down. So it's going to help us feel calmer, more grounded. Helps with all those vata things. Vata, remember, is ether and air. And what vata does, when it gets out of balance, it gets scattered. And then we can experience anxiety, chaos, fear, worry. And then from there, we release and step back into down dog. Shift forward plank. We're going to lower. You can either come into up dog or cobra. It's up to you. And then we're going to go back into child's pose. So first child's pose. And remember, you can always take child's pose at any time. Just rest. No, I have one more sequence I want to do. Running out of time. I gotta do the restorative stuff too. Right. Okay, we'll just connect it with breathing stuff. Come back up into down dog. Stepping forward with the right leg, we're going to go into Trikonasana. So a little bit different lineup with your feet. Heel in the front lines up with the arch of the back foot. The way that I teach Trikonasana is always with the hand placement on the baby toe side of the foot. And this is because there's a tendency to lean forward with the torso. And I want everybody to line up the torso with that front leg. So it's easier for alignment to just go right to the baby toe side of the foot. Trikonasana is a tridoshic posture. In other words, it's good for all constitutions. Now, if you are using a block, we are going into Ardha Chandrasana. You're going to take your block with you. Release the upper arm to the back. Reach forward the distance of your torso, and then lift the back leg up. This leg that goes up in the air needs to stay strong. Then release the arm. If your eyes are on the ground, you feel stable, turn them and look to the side. Now, when we lower the back leg, do it with control and then move it out a little bit to the left, because we are now going to drop the left hip down and move your right hip back, and then go into Parvarita Trikonasana and open up. Swing the arm around and step back, down dog. Holding down dog, if you want to take Chaturanga Dandasana, you can. Otherwise, holding down dog. Then stepping forward with the left leg, coming back into Trikonasana. Line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot. Block or hand is placed on the baby toe side of the foot. Line up your torso with the front leg, reach. Moving from Trikonasana, releasing the upper arm, turning your head, looking at the big left toe, and then reach forward for Ardha Chandrasana. Lift up the distance of your torso. Back leg stays strong in the air, just as active as your standing leg. Release that arm from your back. If you feel stable today, turn your head, look to the side. With control, when you come out of this pose, slowly lower and move your foot to the right so that you can turn the torso. Move the left hip back, right hip forward, Parvarita Trikonasana, and then open up. Swing the arm around. Step back. Good. And we're going to actually drop down onto the knees, taking our legs to one side and sitting. Opening up the right leg to the side. I'm going to turn this way so that they can see me. So you're going to open up to the side and open. Lift and rotate. Good. Then you're going to take this foot that's in the groin, move it out a little bit so that the heel, ankle, and knee line up. So you might need to come up on a blanket if you are not as flexible in your hamstring. So I'll show you like that. This leg's out here, and the other leg is going to go on top. Okay, double pigeon. So you want between the heel and the ankle going on top of that knee, and then the heel and the ankle right underneath the other knee. Oh, so fun. Now, if you're not able to do this, you can use a block. Just take that foot right out there. That works. It's not quite as intense. If that's still not working for you, then that foot can just go on the ground. Okay. All right, and then drop forward. Even out your breath. Good, and then lifting up, the other leg goes out. So switch. Open up. And then lift and rotate. Good, and then from there, coming out of it, and this leg, the foot that's in the groin comes out, lining up, and then the other foot goes on top. Remember your options. You can use a block, or the foot can go on the floor. Okay, double pigeon. And then drop forward. Breathe. The breath is what helps with this pose because it's intense. Soften the breath, soften the breath. It's intense. It's good. All right, and then from there, slowly lifting, shake out those legs, shake them out. All right, we're going into our first restorative posture. Okay, you need your bolster. I will let you use my bolster. Okay, so you're going to use 2 blocks and you're going to basically make a lazy boy chair for yourself with the bolster and the blocks. So it comes up like this. You've got 1 block here at the bottom this way, and the other block here at the top like that. And then if you do have a blanket, it can go underneath your knees. Let me move my mic. And you're going to just release back and then open up the palms in a receiving position. So use my bolster. Yeah, let me just bring it here. Do you have blocks? Okay, so let's see how this goes. That might work. We might need the other block. Yeah, there you go. All right, and then you want to sit back and just relax. And you can do straight legs and then get a little support for your knees, or if you want to do the Baddha Konasana, that's fine as well. All right, and relax. So restorative postures, they're a complete relaxation, totally different than yin. Yin, we're holding those poses, but there's a little bit of activation in yin. Restorative, it's like corpse pose. You want to get in and let go of everything. Relax everything. Restorative poses also require a little bit more time in them. And that's because relaxation happens in layers. You want to think of it like this. You're starting out in like a beta brainwave state most of the time, oftentimes. And then as you hold yourself in stillness, eventually the brain waves start to slow down. It's naturally what happens. There's nothing that you need to do except to hold the body in that stillness. And then the body relaxes. And then it relaxes in layers. So it'll move even deeper into relaxation. So the brain waves then slow down even more.
Good. And then from there, we're going to slowly, slowly come out of it. So you can roll to one side or lift up. And we're going to turn now and face that same bolster. Okay. We're going to do a couple of different things. You're going to take the legs to one side of the bolster. So you'll take the legs to one side. Yep. And I would pull your feet out a little bit so they can be relaxed. Yeah. And then you lay on the bolster and turn your head to the left. So it's a rotation. Now make sure that bolster is supporting you. And adjust it if you need to. If you want it to be lower, that's great. If you want it to be higher, lift it up a little bit. And then relax. Giving ourselves a little bit of a rotation in this posture. Okay, so sometimes with the twists, it can make the neck start to get a little bit tweaky. If that's happening, then you're really ready to move into the other direction. So you're going to lift up and take your legs to the other side. Facing that bolster, now turning your head to the right. And again, it's a rotation. Good. And then from there, we're slowly going to come out of that. And now you're going to take your bolster underneath your knees. So I'm just going to pretend this is my bolster. Roll it up like it's a bolster underneath the knees. Okay, you'll need 2 blocks. Make a T with your blocks. So one block is on top, the other block is, so one block's like this, the other one's like this. I have another block right there. So it looks like this. A T. This is going to support your head. This is going to support your back. Okay, so it looks like this. Ta-da, so easy. Now you're going to know that the bolster's in the right place because it's not sucking out your kidney. Okay, there we go. If it is jamming you in the kidneys, your bolster's down too far. Okay. And relax. It should be relaxing. If it's not relaxing, then lower the blocks. Make it relaxing. So my block in the middle is a thicker block. I had to lower it because it's just too much. This is a nice gentle opening for the front body. Naturally open the chest, the shoulder girdle. Feeling and letting that breath unwind. Good. And then from there, we're going to just gently release ourselves from the blocks, but keeping the bolster underneath the knees and then laying flat. And I really do want you to cover your eyes, you guys. So it's like I always tell you, the eyes are the most overstimulated sense we have. And a lot of that has to do with the fact is that the eyes actually take up the most space in the brain as far as all of the senses. The eyes require the most in the brain as far as anatomy. But the eyes are also connected to the fire element. The fire element brings in light, but also is in charge of heat in the body. And we want to settle it. We want to chill it out because too much heat is intensity. We want to wind down that intensity, let it go. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just, I'm going to turn off the light. So you should be okay for tonight. Just palms up, and I'm going to come and extend your neck, but I'll turn off the light. So you want those hands resting at your side, palms up in a receiving position. Good. And then begin to deepen your breath. Slowly allow some movement into your fingers and toes. And gently roll to your right side. Pause on the right side. Relax. Let that body relax on the right side. So we roll to the right side because the right side promotes relaxation. The left side promotes digestion. So let that body relax. And then slowly bringing yourself up. Coming into a comfortable seated position. Pulling your right heel in and then your left. And then bringing your hands together and again, connecting your thumbs to your heart. Take a moment to draw your attention back into the breath. Noticing the tip of the nose where the breath comes in and enters and exits back out. Take a moment to do a body scan from the top of the head and let the body relax. All sides of the head, all of your facial features, down into your neck and your throat, into the shoulders, the arms, the hands, upper torso, mid torso, lower torso. Relaxation and softening then moves into the pelvis, upper legs, knees, lower legs, feet and toes. Feel your skin. Let your skin relax. Imagine that you connect with all the muscular tissue inside your body and let all muscular tissue relax. Feeling then your bones and imagining that you can let your bones relax. Take this deep relaxation with you, keeping your evening mellow so that you support the energy and the momentum of relaxation. Dimming your lights, quiet conversation if you have any, eliminating devices, taking a warm hot bath, creating a soothing environment to support sleep. May you have a wonderful night's sleep. Namaste. Good job, you guys. Good job, you guys. I gotta beat Patty.